Hello, today we will be looking at Pystorage challenge from MISC category in Google CTF 2024. The prompt says just a key value pair storage in Python. How hard can it be? If you download the attachments, you have a challenge.py file. I've created a flag file for running the challenge locally. We'll come there later. So here we are given a challenge.py file, and if you see, there are imports, and then there is a class called text database, there is another class called database CLI, and there is a function challenge. And if we run the file, we'll run the challenge function. What happens in the challenge function? In the function, we get the flag from the flag file, and we'll check if it's in the format of a flag with the and we create a temporary file with Pystorage as its prefix. We create a text database. We generate a password and add password to the database and a flag inside the database. Now we have a interface, command line interface, where we can interact with the database, key value pair database, using which we need to get the flag. So if we see the other two classes, what happens in the database CLI and text database, let's see what happens in the text database. In the text database, we have an init function where we give a storage file and a max size, and we create the storage file if it doesn't exist, or we just modify, we just touch the file. Okay. There's add function, add method, and a get method. In the add method, we'll have a key value. Okay, we'll give a key and the value. If the key has a colon or slash n, or value has a slash n, we give false. This is to make the CLI better, because if we have colon in the key, when I give something like a colon b colon c, where I assume a colon b to be key and c to the value, whenever I give a colon b, I expect c, but it will only check a, because we can see down here you're just taking the first part as the key, so which is like giving us false expectation. That's why we don't allow colon in the key, and we also don't allow slash n in the key, because we have a key and we don't have a value, which generally doesn't make sense for a key value database. That's why we don't allow colon in the key. So that's that part. And then the value, we don't use Newline, because again, our expectation is we'll have a key and a value. If we give the key, we'll get the value. And while writing, we are just adding a new line at the end. If we have new lines already inside it, if I give something like a colon b new line c, when I check for the key a, I'll get b and not b new line c, which is against the expectation. So to prevent that, we give them slash n shouldn't be in the value. Makes sense. So if something like that happens, we violate the expectation, and those shouldn't happen. That's why we are not adding it, and we are retaining false there. If none of that happens, we create a new entry, and we do check if the size increases. If it doesn't, or like if it does, we return a false and we don't add. If it doesn't, we open the file in the append mode and we write the database. And when we get, we give a key, and if we open the file and see line by line, we'll get a key and the value. and we if we have like a colon b a colon c, we'll return as b comma c, list of b and c as values for the key a. Makes sense. So now if we go to database CLI, there is a secret prefix which we used before, which is just secret underscore, and the password is secret prefix password, which is secret underscore password. And there are three kinds of requests. One is add, get, and auth. In the add, we have add and key and a value, key space value. In the get, we have get space key. In the authorization, we have auth password request. What I see later is just add or get. So if in the init we have the database, cool, and in the serve we have IO, input and output. This operator just takes the value, like this whole statement returns whatever is inside this, and this also assigns the value to the request variable. So we get the request, we are getting hexadecimal representation of the request, because if we give a new, like whenever we interact with the database, we just give a new line which is not wanted by the text database with the value /n in the new line. So that's why we just handling the request in hex and returning the value in hex. Yeah, makes sense. So we have a request, we have a response, and there is an output stream. So we do handle request. What does handle request do? We have a request and an authorized boolean. If we match add request, we'll check if it's authorized and there is a key and that doesn't have secret prefix, it is authorized. And if it is authorized and we add, we don't get a false, which means we added a key, we get the output of okay add. If it doesn't, we get fail, added to add failed. Okay. In the get request, similarly, we'll get the key. If we are authorized to get the value of the key, we'll get the result, or else we don't. For authorization request regex, we use it for the keys which have secret underscore with the password, and we just use the other two for whatever the request we have. Great. So if we have validated the password here, what does the validated password do? We check for the if these two are equal. We can actually use equal to, but equal equals might give timing attack, and HMAC prevents timing attacks. HMAC dot compile digest prevents timing attack. So yeah, that is what the whole code does. So the whole code just does add a new line in a database with a colon separated key value pairs. That's it. Now here if you see, one point can be that this one where we check for the password, and the password we should compromise if there's any issue with compare digest, we can use that. Or there is another way where we can do is here we can do a malicious input where we add a new line somehow and get secret password key and a value inside the database, and we'll get a known password. So if we try to run the program, started is for converting hex. We'll try this. So how are we getting the request? Okay, this is the request we're getting to encode. What will we do? What we do for the decode? X dot encode CTF -8 dot hex. DC D is equal to lambda of x colon bytes dot from hex of x decode CTF-8. Awesome. We have to E and D. Now what we want to do is to add something to the database. We do E add test value. We got this. We got an output. We have added it. If you want test, we're gonna test this. We've got an output. I got the value. Awesome. Now what we want to do is to somehow create a malicious input which passes this check and adds a new line. We know like new lines are handled differently by different operating systems. Like for instance, in Linux we just have /n, but in Windows we have /r/n. So how would Python take care of that? If we see /r/n, so if you see /o/n, Unix /r Unix style and /r/n default Windows line separator, /r is Mac style. I think /n is better because this looks good on Windows, but some /r/n may not look so good. Okay, what's that? Good and bad. Handling /r/n Mac Windows. HTML func Newline. Okay, so if we search Newline here, Newline determines how to parse Newline characters from the stream. It can be none, /r, /r/r/ and it works following. When reading input from the stream, if Newline is none, which it is in general, universal Newline mode is enabled. The lines in the input can be /n, /r/r/n. These modes are translated into /n before being returned to the caller. If it is empty string universal new lines mode is enabled, but the line endings are returned to the caller untranslated. If it has any of the other legal values, input lines are only terminated by the given string, and the line ending is returned to the caller untranslated. When writing output streams, if none slash n character return are translated to the system default separator os.lineup, if this or slash n, no translations takes place. Okay, so for us it is none, so any slash n slash r characters should be converted to slash n. Let's test this. So what we want to do is add random value, like they're checking slash n to slash r has to be valid from what we read, and value can also have colon. So this would our new line in which we give abc colon def. So if we encode this, we got a value. Okay, this got added. To check if we add just random with the value, just value and not value slash r, abc and def, we can do we got just value, which means if we do just get TF. So by this we can see that we can add a password, and in the password checking I just check the latest value. So if we add key secret underscore password with the known value, we'd be able to get authorized and we'd be able to get the flag. Okay, so how will we do that? We do encode of what add some this space colon slash r. Here we do some random password, anything. Let's securely ty. Why not? We'll have this. Oh, I think I forgot colon. Yeah, edit. Okay, so what we can do now is encode auth password get secret flag. we got the local flag. So if we be able to do this in the wild, if we do go there, we go there and we copy this netcat, and what we can do is add the database. So this is the thing we need to do. We got an output, decode, okay, it got added. Now if we do the same, this, no, not this, get password, yeah, get secret flag. Voila, I got the flag. That's it for today. We'll meet in the next video. Thanks for watching.